Hello, bright stars. Glowing star, welcome back to Bright Tale Time, your cozy corner for magical bedtime adventures. Tonight, we journey beyond the hills and clouds to a secret world hidden under moonlight and mystery. Have you ever wondered if books could whisper? Or if stories had lives of their own? Well, tuck yourself in, snuggle under your warm blanket, and get ready for a tale full of magic, mischief, and marvelous discovery. Close your eyes and imagine a place where the stars shimmer like stories, because tonight, we visit the Midnight Library of Whimsy Hollow, Castle Chapter 1, the village that slept by sunset, in a land nestled between the Misty Mountains and the Velvet Sea. There lay a curious little village called Whimsy Hollow. It was not marked on any map, nor could it be found unless one was truly lost or deeply dreaming. Whimsy Hollow had a peculiar rule: all lights out by sunset. When the last rays of sun dipped behind the hills, windows were shuttered, chimneys stopped puffing, and not a soul dared to stay awake. But not everyone followed the rule. There was one child who found the quiet of night more exciting than the buzz of day: Eleanora Wren, a 10-year-old with wild, curly hair, spectacles too big for her nose, and a backpack always full of half-eaten cookies, old maps, and books. Lots of books, unlike the rest of Whimsy Hollow. Eleanora loved the night. She would sneak out onto her rooftop and count stars, whispering the names she made up for constellations: the Prancing Panther, the Sugar Comet, and Captain Candlebeard's hat. But Eleanora had a secret dream. She wanted to find the Midnight Library, a hidden, legendary place said to only appear to the truest seekers of stories. Chapter 2, The Whispering Page. One foggy night, as Eleanora flipped through an old book called Legends of the Forgotten Starlight, something extraordinary happened. A page whispered, yes, whispered, not like a breeze, but actual words: if you truly believe, and truly yearn, at the stroke of 12, the path will turn. The page shimmered. The letters twisted and formed an old, creaky map showing a glowing trail through the woods behind her cottage. She grabbed her scarf, stuffed a lantern in her bag, and tiptoed out, heart thudding with excitement. The night seemed different, thicker, like it held its breath just for her, and as the moon struck 12, the forest opened. Chapter 3, The Forest of Forgotten Paragraphs. The woods beyond her home, usually dense and dark, now sparkled with floating paragraphs, glowing words, and fluttering letters that zipped like fireflies. Trees had paper-thin leaves with ink veins, and the wind carried soft poetry. Eleanora stepped into this enchanted glade, eyes wide with wonder. Suddenly, a creature popped out from behind a tree. It looked like a fox, but its fur rippled like paper. Its tail was a feathered quill, and its eyes glowed golden. "You're not from a book," said the creature, eyeing her. "I'm not. But I love them," Eleanora replied, clutching her backpack. "Good," it said. "Then follow me. The library is watching." Chapter 4, The Midnight Library appears. Beyond the forest, in a clearing that shimmered like moonlight puddles, stood the Midnight Library. It wasn't a building, it was a floating palace of books, suspended in air, spiral staircases leading nowhere, pages fluttering like wings. The door was guarded by a gentle, towering owl in spectacles, named Quintorius Pagefeather. "Welcome, young seeker," he boomed in a kind voice. "You may enter, but beware, the library tests those who enter its halls." Inside, the shelves whispered secrets. Books chose their readers. Stories tugged at her sleeves. Eleanora grinned. "I was born for this." Chapter 5, Trials of Tales. The library presented 3 magical trials, each more curious than the last. Trial 1, The Riddle of the Living Bookcase. A bookshelf wobbled and spoke. "Choose the book that holds a truth, one you've known since early youth. Among the lies, the tales, the song, find what's kind, not what is strong." Eleanora touched a small blue book titled The Feather and the Rock. Inside was a story her grandmother told her about how kindness could move mountains where force could not. The book glowed warmly. She passed. Trial 2, The Hall of Unwritten Endings. Eleanora entered a hall where books floated unfinished. One book hovered near her, its pages blank past the first chapter: The Girl Who Never Doubted. She read what was written. It mirrored her life. Then she picked up a glowing quill and began to write. She wrote how the girl found the library, faced fear, trusted her heart, and shared her light. The story bloomed with color. She passed. Trial 3, The room of remembered shadows, the last trial brought her to a dim room. Her fear stepped out, an enormous shadow of doubt that hissed, "You're not special. You just dream." Tears welled up. But Eleonora took a breath and whispered, "Maybe I dream. But dreams make stories, and stories change the world." The shadow vanished like fog in sunlight. She passed. Chapter 6. The Heart of the Library. At the library's heart was the great orb of tales, a glowing globe made of a million swirling stories. It pulsed with warmth and wisdom. Quintorius appeared beside her. "You have shown courage, kindness, and belief. You are now a keeper of stories." "What does that mean?" she asked. "You will remember stories. You will protect them. You will share them when the world needs them most." He handed her a small silver key shaped like a book. "This will bring you back when your heart is ready." Chapter 7. Return to the Hollow. The next morning, Eleonora awoke in bed. Had it all been a dream? But then, under her pillow, was the silver key. From that day on, she became the secret storyteller of Whimsy Hollow. By day, she helped with chores and played with friends. But by night, she whispered stories into the wind, into teacups, into firesides, and every now and then, when the clock struck 12, she'd vanish for just a moment, off to the library once more. Moral of the story: the truest magic lies in believing, in kindness, in courage, and in the power of stories. Dreams may seem small, but they can light the world if you dare to follow them. And that, dear dreamers, was the tale of the Midnight Library of Whimsy Hollow, a Milky Way. May it remind you that stories are not just pages and ink, they are hope, wonder, and the echoes of our hearts. As you drift off to sleep tonight, remember, Sparkles, you, too, are a keeper of stories. Sparkles, you, too, hold magic within. Good night, little star. Until our next tale. Crescent Moon, this is Bright Tale Time, where dreams become stories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical bedtime adventures.